Oh, we're filming.
What did you think I was
Taking
doing?
a picture. I'm like... For this conversation video, we've decided to do it right here on location at City Hall in Halloweentown, which is really the courthouse. It's not really City Hall. City Hall's actually on that corner where it says City Hall. But for purposes of Halloweentown, that's where we're at. Yeah. You know, the giant thing that the bus parks in front of, that's where we are. And this is so cool.
And cold.
And cold, just a little chilly. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Disney Channel original movie, Halloweentown.
Woo, the first one.
Which I think, honestly, is one of the best Disney Channel original movies.
Yeah.
Y'all can fight with me. I know some of you can say, Xenon's your favorite. Yeah, well, Halloweentown's the best, let's be real. So I got my fancy shirt on, and we're going to discuss briefly the history of the film.
So Halloweentown was filmed right here in St. Helens, Oregon in July of 1998.
The movie premiered in October of that year. You know, when Disney Channel could pump out these movies, like, real good. The movie starred Kimberly J. Brown, Judith Hoag, J. Paul Zimmerman, Emily Rasook, I'm probably mispronouncing all these names, it's fine. And then, of course, the incomparable Debbie Reynolds, who played the grandmother, Agatha Cromwell. And that was the first time that I had seen Debbie Reynolds in a movie.
Oh, it was not the first time I'd seen her in a movie.
Because I didn't see Singing in the Rain until, like, forever later. I've also haven't seen any of those movies until forever later. Every time I see her in anything, I'm like, oh, it's Grandma Aggie. Whatever.
That's how I feel about Maggie Smith, because the first thing I saw her in was Hook, so she's Granny Wendy in anything I see.
The mother had some issues with Halloween, and she wanted to be a whole person and live in the mortal realm, whereas Grandma Aggie wanted everyone to embrace their weird, and I say weird in the loosest terms.
Embrace themselves.
Embrace themselves and their heritage and their history. So Halloweentown went on to be a huge success on Disney Channel, and it spawned off the second Halloweentown movie, Calamar's Revenge, which unfortunately was not filmed here. You could tell it was filmed on the soundstage. And Halloweentown 2, Calamar's Revenge, came out in 2001 on Disney Channel. Phenomenal reviews, and everyone loved it. And they're like, give us more. A couple years later, Halloweentown 3, titled Halloweentown High, came out. And then a couple years after that, Return to Halloweentown came out. The biggest concern about Return to Halloweentown is that Kimberly J. Brown was not Marnie. The biggest issue that I have when replacing an actor in a film is, especially in a series of films, is you don't have that same connection with the rest of your actors. There's something that just feels completely off about it. You can see this in the third Mummy movie when the mother was replaced with a different actress, and it just doesn't feel right. There's not a there's the chemistry.
Everybody else has been working together for so long at that point that when you then add a new player into the mix, it just doesn't blend the way it needs to. Sarah
did a great job with the role, but it just didn't blend as well as when Kimberly did it. Kimberly has this great relationship with Judith and J. Paul and everyone. Debbie Reynolds was also not in that film very much. She was in a scene because they said if she does not make an appearance, this movie is going to not do well. Yeah. Emily was not even in it.
And met mixed reviews.
And it got mixed reviews. I feel like there was a lot of background. What I enjoy about that movie was that it really showed that Halloweentown was not just a small, like, couple streets. It is huge. It is a huge area of space that this is just the place that we see in the original film is just the central town. Also looks much bigger in the films than it actually is in person. There's so much, the wonders of camera work.
Speaking of fan fiction, our own history with Halloweentown is kind of interesting.
Yeah, so we were here in 2017. We were invited to perform here as part of the Spirit of Halloweentown event, and Eric said, let's write a kind of, I don't even know what to call it, a show within the plot of the movies. So,
plot within a plot.
We created our own characters and citizens of Halloweentown that were students at which university. So then we looped in the fourth one. We talked about how we interconnected some of the other characters like Luke and Marnie.
By claiming relations.
By claiming relations and just friendships and everything like that.
The ultimate self-insert fanfic.
It went so well, and everyone here loved it.
It was very surreal to walk into something that you've seen on film, to have it all around you. And it's different from, like, walking into a movie set in Hollywood where everything's a little more polished. This is living and
a working
breathing and functioning place. So to walk in as characters that fit in, it was like coming home to somewhere you've never been before.
It went really well, and we loved it.
Yeah.
And we're back. And we're back. And we're
So-
back. And we're going to be back again next year. It's been 20 years. They've been doing this event about 10 years or so, a little less than 10 years, and it's just grown tremendously. Everyone from the films has started to come back.
We're starting to branch out this year as well.
Yeah, because we have Harry Potter show.
Yeah, we're in with the Harry Potter content. They've got cast members from the show Grimm, so they're kind of widening and expanding.
And this could become a really interesting and very large event. Halloweentown's been a very thriving franchise for 20 years at this point, and I think it's going to continue to grow and be this very nostalgic thing to the 90s kids that grew up with it. I don't think any other Disney Channel movie up until really High School Musical and then now Descendants has really taken on this whole thing. Even after High School Musical ended, and now that Disney Channel Rocks is out of the parks, you don't see much of High School Musical really anywhere. You see it referenced here and there in different videos.
It doesn't have a continued life.
Yeah. And Descendants, I think, is going to, once the movies are done, it's going to continue to just die down. This is the only, really the only Disney Channel movie that's continued to have a life outside of the film franchise.
They created such an iconic experience, and it's something that really stands on its own 2 feet. You get here and you don't think Disney branding, whereas like High School Musical, you cannot separate the Disney from it.
So thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed a little brief history about Halloweentown. Make sure I'm gonna let Katie talk.
You're gonna like the video, share this video, subscribe to our channel, use that notifications button in order to make sure you don't miss any of our daily video updates. Like us on Facebook for regular updates. Follow us on Instagram for not regular updates. I'm gonna keep saying that because it's true.
Yeah.
And then support us on Patreon. We have varying levels of support on Patreon, and there's exclusive web content and super exciting stuff.
So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Also, if you're on Patreon, we would like to say, money please.
Money please.
Thank you. Okay, bye. Happy Halloween.